So in this month's Anatomy Corner, we put a very not well-known joint up there. We put the talocalcaneonavicular joint. So unless you're an anatomy geek, you've probably never heard of it. It's also the answer to a trivia question, which is, what are the 6 or 3 on each side ball and socket joints in the body? And most people know we've got a ball and socket in our shoulder, ball and socket in our hip. The one that people forget about is the fact that we actually have a ball and socket in our foot. It's this talocalcaneonavicular joint, which allows us to create torque from our foot. So when we talk about trying to make things simple and understand that, if I'm standing, a common complaint people will get is that they get low back pain if they stand too long, or knee pain if they stand too long. Well, if we just think about creating external rotation torque from all of our ball and socket joints, so I can create torque from my shoulders, that helps to set my upper body in good position. If I can screw my feet into the ground and create torque from my hips, I'll actually feel my glutes contract a little bit. That helps to get my pelvis a little more neutral. That helps to unlock my lower back. And then the third one is, if I can create torque from my feet, so external rotation torque around this talocalcaneonavicular joint. So this ridge of bone here on my right foot is my navicular bone. And it's markedly different than the one on my left. I wrecked my right ankle playing football, and so my feet look very, very different from one another. So when I'm squatting, deadlifting, or lunging, I will actually consciously think about creating torque from that joint to try to get my right foot to look more like my left. So if I'm going to be performing a squat, if I lose that position, it actually draws my knee all the way in and creates all kinds of problems for the rest of my body. So we want to be able to create external rotation torque from all of those joints. Keeping the ball of my foot on the ground, I'm not rolling out on my arch, but I have to be able to reset that navicular bone or that TCN joint in a good position. And so the exercise you can practice throughout this month is exactly that. Screwing our feet into the ground. You'll hear powerlifters talking about grabbing the ground. This is what we're talking about to get a more stable base. And then you can add that into any exercise you're doing. So if I'm performing a squat, if I'm going to be deadlifting, or if I'm going to be doing a lunge. If I reverse lunge, I have to be stable through that arch. And as I come down, if I lose that stable arch, again, it's going to cause my knee to buckle in hard, and that's going to be the cause of a lot of knee pain. So really, really simple. If I want to think about how do I stand in a good neutral position, I create torque from my feet, my hips, and my shoulders. All the ball and socket joints of the body create torque. That automatically sets me in a good position, and I've got to be able to maintain that torque when I move around in space, walking up and down stairs, squatting, kneeling down. So we can practice that in any exercise that we